Good morning guys, and a warm welcome to Alan's Allotment. It's Sunday the 28th of November 2020. We put these garlic in last week, as you know, and as you can see, I know there was an odd one that was starting to sprout, but now you can see they've all taken root and they're starting to grow away nicely. Some better than others, but you can see that they're actually making a start. We also managed to come up on the Sunday, Louise's birthday, when I came to feed and water the pigeons, and we've got those 50 or so onions in there, which took me up till about there, and a little bit of space at the back there. Now these haven't started to take yet, although there is an odd one, I think. Yeah, there's an odd one just starting to sprout now. These had laid around in a packet for a while as well, these guys, so I'm not sure how these onions will do, but mind, they were the same length of time laying about as the garlic, and the garlic is positively starting. So these were a day behind, of course. There could be a big difference tomorrow even. So we're just going to leave them on. With a little bit of space that I have left at the end, I'm not sure whether I'm going to put more onions, buy myself some more onions and put them in there to fill this bed up, or whether before I do that I don't just put a couple of drills in there and try some of those giant radish, red meat radish that I bought earlier in the season. I might try a couple of drills of those just to see how they do, and then crop those and then put some more onions in that bed and fill that off. I'll see you in a minute, guys. Morning guys, and a warm welcome to Alan's Allotment. I said right at the start of the clip, it was Sunday. It's not, it's Saturday, but it is the 28th of November 2020. So what's happened since last week? Right, so the new PC arrived, or the new workstation I should say, a big tower workstation arrived, and it is absolutely brilliant. It's fantastic. I can do so much more on this than I could on the other PC, although the other PC was still a good little PC, and it's great for just surfing the internet or doing a bit of word processing, etc. This one, it loads my video editing suite up in about 20 seconds as opposed to a minute and a half. And when I actually, last week, we tested a video on it for the rendering, which takes the longest. As I say, it takes about an hour to put the video clips together and put the transitions in. And then it can take anywhere between an hour and a half to render the video, to make it one complete video so that it's ready for uploading to YouTube. Well, it completed a 30-minute video in 7 minutes. So absolutely delighted. It's a fantastic piece of equipment. I'm also doing a little bit of virtual machines on it as well. So I've got a Windows XP virtual machine inside it, and then I've got a Windows 7 and a Windows 8 and an 8.1 and a Windows 10. All these are virtual machines which require no extra hardware. You simply create them if you don't already know. And basically it's just like you can remote control these new machines and start them up and shut them down at whim. And I can run 4 different machines alongside the Windows 10 machine that I'm currently using as well. Because it's so powerful, and it's got 64 gigabytes of memory, it's got 4 terabytes of hard drive space now, it's got a rated main operating systems as 256 SSD drives, and they've been rated, which doubles the speed of an already fast SSD drive. Really delighted with that. Bought myself a Bluetooth sound bar to go with it as well, and that works an absolute treat for when I'm video editing or when I'm actually watching YouTube videos of other people. I'd like to say a big thanks to Terry for his subscription. It really is appreciated. Terry's been going for quite a Terry King that this is. He's been going for a long time, and I've been an avid subscriber of Terry's for quite some time. He is a fantastic allotment. So again, Terry, thanks for the subscription. I really do appreciate it, mate. as I do with every single new subscriber I've got. I think I'm up to 88 now or something like that. It jumped from 49 to 88 in the space of the last 2 weeks or something. So thank you very much for your subscriptions, guys. I really do appreciate it. And if you're new to my channel and you're just browsing around, please do think about hitting the subscribe button, then the little bell icon on the right, and that will alert you every time I put up a new video. Anyway, so what else is new, guys? Right, I've just been in and fed and watered all the pigeons, and I'm pleased to say the 2 little frill stencils are still looking 100% healthy, and they're really mature and nice now. Absolutely delighted with that. I'm pleased I didn't lose them. So then we went through to check on the other youngsters in the 2 nests, when I think I showed you, if I didn't show you, I maybe didn't put that clip up, I was putting the rings on the other youngsters. This is the 2nd round off the frill stencils, and I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, but I am absolutely delighted with what's happened in there as well. So the one that bred the frill stencil, the white check cock, paired to the black hen, and they bred a white frill stencil, a black frill stencil even, off the white check and the black hen, along with the black nestmate, which is an F2 frill stencil, because the mother is an F1 as well. So even if it doesn't molt out and end up frill stencil, it will carry 2 copies of the frill stencil gene now, which will increase the chances of getting more frill stencils from that pigeon. So this time on the nest off that same white check frill stencil cock and the black hen, F1, it looks like we've just got 2 blacks, but they are both F2s for frill stencil. So I'm delighted with that, and they're very healthy and they're thriving. On the top nest of the white bar cock, which we lost both youngsters off the first nest, paired to an Andalusian hen, who is also an F1 for frill stencil. It's looking like we've got 2 frill stencils in there. It looks like we've got a blue white bar and an Andalusian, either white bar or white check. They've still got a bit of growing to do yet, guys, and of course when they get through the molt, they'll change drastically again. But the blue was a surprise, because I know the cock doesn't carry blue at all. However, the Andalusian hen that the cock was paired to last year could be carrying blue, of course, as well. And if she was underneath a blue check or a blue bar with the Andalusian colouring over the top, then that would explain the blue white bar. And also, as I say, I was really hoping and praying to put the frill stencil into Andalusian. I really didn't expect it to happen this quick. However, on the last nest there was an Andalusian on there, and it could have developed into a frill stencil Andalusian, but it died unfortunately before it left the nest. So I'm fingers crossed and hoping and praying that these are going to survive this time. They are absolutely huge, and they're coming along tickety-boo. So fingers crossed, guys, they all survive. There's no sign of any struggling to breathe, anything like that on the nest. So I don't know if it was because those other youngsters were over in those nests where the roof was leaking that caused that, but I can only assume that that's what it was. So far, so good with the pigeons. I'll give you a look at those youngsters later anyways. I don't actually know what I'm going to be doing today, but one thing's for sure, I'm having this cup of coffee, and then we'll bring you along with anything that we do. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later. Right, guys, I'm just out in the polytunnel now. I decided I was going to put some of those radish into the bed in the polytunnel here. So I'll just spin you around now and I'll let you have a look what I've done. Right, guys, so where we finished off with the onions, I said we had a little bit of a patch at the back here. So what I've done is I've put 2 rows in the back of there, up to here, of the French breakfast radish. You know, the ones I paid over the odds for. These ones here. So I've put 2 rows of those in, and I've got a rough for about another 1 row, I think, out of that packet. But as you can see, there wasn't a lot of seed in that packet. I think they were about 3.75 or something crazy like that. Conversely, I think these were £1.96, and these were 600 seeds in these ones. These are the ones from Premier Seeds. If I can get it to focus, there we go. And these are the red meat, if you remember, the winter radish watermelon. Sorry about the focusing, guys. The red meat, and the 600 seeds in there. So we brought that up to there to finish off where the onions were. That's the 2 rows of the breakfast radish, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows going this way of the winter red meat. Now, as I say, I've never grew these before, guys, so this is a first. We'll see how they turn out. But what I did do with the first 1, 2, 3, 4 rows is I deliberately did spread them out quite a bit, and I took my time with the seeds because I don't know how big these things grow, for one. So I give them plenty of space in 4 rows, and then as an experiment with the last 2 rows, we just put quite a, we just dribble them in there, so there'll be some more coming close together in the normal traditional way that you do with radish. So we'll just see, and just in case we get poor germination, I've got a bit extra in those 2 rows there if these don't germinate correctly. Anyways, guys, we're just going to see how that goes. I just thought that's just another little jobbed, and that's this bed here completely planted out. See you later, guys. There we go, guys. So these are the 2 youngsters. These are off the white bar check cock and the black hen, which is an F1. So these 2 youngsters are going to be F2s. At the moment they look like they're just going to be blacks. However, they could change after the molt. But 2 big fine youngsters. And as you can see, these are off the blue bar, the white bar cock and the Andalusian hen. And this one here is an Andalusian, what looks like it's going to be white bar. And you can see the white in the tail as well on this one. This one's got white in the tail. And the nest mate at the back when this one sits down, if it does. Let's see if we can give you a different look. Can't actually get this one. Let me take a look at this one. But if you look on the back, there we go. If you look carefully on the windshield, you'll see some pinking where the bars are going to be, and that will potentially come out pink initially and then change to white. But this one here definitely looks like it's an Andalusian frill stencil, and I am delighted. We just need them to survive now, guys. Right, guys, just another quick look over in the greenhouse. The last couple of nights we've had some frosts up here, so Kenny, who normally feeds the pigeons through the week, I asked him to put the cover down on these plants, and thankfully not sure how well you'll be able to see this. It only got down to 2.6 is the lowest, above freezing. So it seems that this little setup is working for the orange tree and the lemon tree. So I'm rather pleased with that. As I say, all the other plants, they've never had a drink since I watered them that last time. They haven't really needed it. The pots are still pretty moist and damp, all of them. So they don't need a lot of water in winter, guys. So if you think they're doing this, don't overwater your plants in winter. Right, we're all zipped up again for the day now. It's getting quite late in the day, and I know I haven't got a great deal done, but I went to help someone set up his video cameras. He's done a solar system similar to me, or rather I showed him how to do it and set it up for him originally, and then he lost connection to his cameras, So I've spent the last hour down there trying to sort his problems out instead of getting on with my own. Anyways, we've got this covered back up again because we're due to get some more light frosts again tonight. But I have got another little bit of work done, so I'll just show you that. And then that's that sorted. For those who haven't already seen this, this is a little greenhouse that I've just recently built out of tin sheets in polycarb. If you haven't already seen that, just look back on the videos and you'll see that in progress being built. And probably the best thing I've ever done, I think, over here. So we did get a little bit done, guys, and I had a bit of more jaw, so we've made a start. All I've managed to get done is this, but it's clouding over really bad now, and it looks like it's going to open up from the high heavens any time now. So I've got one of these beds. This is where we had potatoes originally, and then we done the cauliflowers and brassicas and all the rest of it. In the end up, they got decimated, and we cut them all out and threw them away. And what I've actually done, I know I said this is a no-dig system, but because the compost that I bought in bulk buy was so poor, if you remember, I did add the wood chips and the pigeon manure onto this as well through the growing season, and if you look back on the videos you'll see that happening as well, and it definitely worked and it definitely helped the potatoes. But what I've done now that I've weeded it, and I know I wouldn't normally do this, I actually dug this over lightly, and I've mixed the soil that was below this poor compost in with the compost now, because that will, one, help the wood chip break down even further, which it's almost broke down anyway. As you can see, you can't see any wood chip in there now, but it'll help that to break down. It'll put the poor compost at a lower level and bring up some of the good soil that it actually covered up into the mix. Now we've still got to get some cow manure from there in here, and then we're going to mix that as well, and that will be the last time this bed is ever dug. And I'm going to do likewise, so I'm taking my time. I'm going to do likewise with each of these beds, and then they're done, and they're done right. And the cow manure mixed in with this, and perhaps even a fresh layer of compost on top, should see this bed for a year or two, guys. Maybe give another little dressing down of fresh compost and or with a bit more cow manure at the back end of next year, if we're still here. So yeah, one bed, got that done. It's ready for the cow manure now, guys, but I'm not going to get it done today. Don't know if you can see how gloomy and overcast it is, but it's going to open up from the high heavens any time now. And daylight is fast running out, and it's only 10 to 2. So I'm not going to push myself today. I'm going to make this a rather short video. As you can see, we've still got the waiting to do in these, and we're just going to work along these beds and get them all sorted bit by bit. And if it takes me a couple of weekends to do it all, then so be it, but then it'll be done, guys. And of course we still need to get the cow manure in this one here. That'll be a straightforward job. We still need to get some cardboard and some more fresh compost on top of there, or mixed in with. Get some more compost and mix it in, and then dress it down with cardboard, or even get it planted out with onions and garlic, guys. So yeah, just follow me along, guys, and you'll see how we get on. I'll give you a quick roundup in the shed, and that's me for today. So some of you may not have seen this, guys, in an earlier video that I mentioned. I have a little gas stove here which I boil the kettle on. I've also got the generator now which can do the electric one, but for quickness we're using a little gas stove. But because it's so cold, these gas canisters, they lose pressure when it's cold like this. So what I do is I have a kettle here with a handle that folds over, and I just simply drop it down like that, and I sit the next canister on there to gently warm until the flame burns down so low that it's doing nothing. Then I swap this one over and put it in there, and I take that one out and put it on the top, and I just do that. And what happens is it makes the kettle boil quicker. Instead of waiting forever and a day and never getting it boiled, it just happens to work. Just remember, guys, if you ever do this, never leave it unattended, and never leave that on. As soon as that starts to feel warm, take it off. Okay, guys, see you in a minute. Right guys, as you can see the light's fading fast already, and we have try and get a little bit more light. As I say, it's only 2 p.m, but because it's darkening and clouding over and it looks like it's going to rain any time, it's even dark in the shed here in spite of the skylights. Right, okay, so today isn't a massive video, it's just a little bit of an update for those that look forward to the updates coming each week. As I say, a massive thank you to all my subscribers, all 88 of you. I really do appreciate your subscription. It doesn't cost anything, and if it's your first time here, please do think about hitting the subscribe button and then the little bell icon on the right, and that'll alert you every time I put up a new video. Hope you enjoy the content that I'm providing at the moment. There isn't a great deal we can do in winter months, but a little and often is better than nothing at all. As I say, I've got one of those beds done, so that's at least another one of those beds done. I've zipped down the lemon and orange tree again inside that greenhouse, inside the greenhouse. We've got a full bed of garlic, onions and radish planted out over the last 2 weekends. 3 weekends we've got that manured as well. So yeah, it's little and often, and it's progress, and I'm a happy chappy. Like I say guys, if you aren't already subscribed to my channel and you've just popped along, please do think about hitting the subscribe button and then the little bell icon on the right. It doesn't cost anything at all to subscribe, and you'll just be able to see the content that I put up each time if you enjoy it. For now guys, stay safe, be practical, and keep yourselves out of harm's way. I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching guys.